All the stars are closer. They're out. Houston, LA, LeBron, AD, Harden, Westbrook. Tonight, second series in NBA history that features 4 25-point-per-game scores, along with the Cavs Warriors in 2017 finals. In that series, it was LeBron and Kyrie matching up with KD and Steph. Of course, Golden State topped Cleveland in 5, and Durant took home MVP honors. But let's take a look at AD and Westbrook. They could be a great matchup, or at least matchup nightmares anyway. Davis is shooting 66% against Houston this year, his best against any team. He got closer looks against the Rockets this year than any team in the last 5 seasons. That and Houston's small ball lineup is a recipe for disaster. As you can imagine, AD shoots significantly better with a big height disparity against his defender. And then there's Westbrook. He averaged 38 points a game against LA this year. The last time Russ faced them, he produces most points off ISOs in a game all year. And interesting enough, well, Russ was guarded by Davis for half of that game, shooting 6 of 7 against him. It is still the best shooting performance by anyone against Anthony Davis this season. SportsCenter on the Road is presented by Rocket Mortgage, as we say hi, hello to our reporter, Dave McMenamin, who's joining us from inside the Orlando bubble. Dave, Anthony Davis averaged nearly 30 points a game in the first round against the Blazers. How big is his role going to be against Houston?
He was fantastic in the first round, and they expect even more from him as the playoffs move on to the second round. The question is whether he will get the flat-out starting role at the 5, or they will keep him at the 4, put JaVale McGee as the starting 5, almost in a honorary role, and then you move to AD to that position. Now, in the regular season, JaVale McGee started every single game for the Lakers. He continued to start every game in the playoffs, and so you could very well see JaVale start there. But the thing is, if you do play AD more at the 5, which we all expect, you're not going to play 2 centers. And so you're going to see the minutes most likely be cut for either JaVale or Dwight Howard. And that gives not only room for Anthony Davis playing the 5, but room for one of the wings to get more minutes off the bench.
You know, it's so crazy because it was such a huge story just a few weeks ago, but now seems like a bit of an afterthought. But Lakers guard Rajon Rondo has not played for LA in the restart because of that broken thumb. What's the latest that you're hearing on expectations for him potentially in this series, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, he was upgraded to probable, so he will most likely be in the lineup tonight. Frank Vogel said he was hopeful to not only have him in uniform, but to have him in the rotation. Now, he was scheduled to come back late in the Portland series, Game 4, but he experienced back spasms shortly before tip-off, so he had to go back to the bench, and it's now been, 5+ months since he's played. He hasn't played since back in March, but they like him not only for obviously what he can do, playoff Rondo, but just his organization skills when they get him out there with the second unit to get everybody in the right spots, get them the ball where they like to have it. And you could use some of that because as good as Alex Caruso played defensively in the first round, he was a dynamo. He doesn't have those point guard instincts yet at this stage of his career. And again, if you're not playing 2 centers, it gives you some extra minutes to play with in your rotation where you can play Rondo and you don't have to sit KCP. You don't have to sit Alex Caruso because there are going to be some wing minutes available.
Yeah, no doubt he's going to probably be on a minutes restriction, I would assume. But again, they have really been lacking depth at the guard position, so it would be a huge advantage for the Lakers to get Rondo back into the fold. Rockets, Lakers, Game 1 tonight, 9 Eastern on ESPN. Thank you, Dave McMenamin.
Let's stay in the NBA and take a closer look at the Raptors-Celtics insane ending. Check this out, 1.5. That was the Raptors' percent chance of winning Game 3 after Kemba Walker found Daniel Tice for the go-ahead bucket with just 0.5 seconds remaining. You could also say 1.5% was the chance Toronto had to win this series, as no team has ever come back from a 3-0 series deficit. That is what the Raptors were going to face unless a miracle happened, and it happened. Kyle Lowry was the inbounder with 7-foot, 5-inch taco fall standing right in front of him. Yeah, right there. So OG Anunoby, he was able to slide over to the corner after a few switches on the Celtics' part. Lowry launched a 55-foot pass hitting Anunoby in the corner, who was wide open thanks to a Marc Gasol screen on Jaylen Brown. That created enough separation. According to Second Spectrum, he had a 32% chance of making the shot.
They're going to march ahead and play. That's the way it's going to be. And unless the government steps in, we're going to have football on Thursdays, Sundays, and Monday nights.
Stephen A. adamant that football will be played this season, while he doesn't believe the NFL will cancel games unless the government tells them to. And College Game Day crew is going to tell you which sleeper team has the best chance to take down the Clemsons, Alabamas, and LSUs of college. He's just able to spot him. I'm thinking, come on, Gasol. Like, how do you not drop down and find Tice? How does this happen? Unbelievable no look through the seam. The Celtics are up by 2. And again, it's going to take some last half-second heroics for Toronto to tie this thing up. They call a timeout. They're going to inbound from half court. Celtics bring in Taco Fall, all right? The man is, well, as Kyle Lowry put it, 7'12". Keep an eye on OG Anunoby. He hasn't attempted a single shot in the second half. Look at the pass from Lowry and the shot. Oh, come on! Game over! Game blouses! Raptors!
Anunoby catch and shoot. Oh! Down the bottom of the well for OG Anunoby. Toronto wins it. OG splashes it home on the cross-court pass from Lowry. I have seen it all.
OG with a look. Got it! OG Anunoby at the buzzer! OG! Oh my!
Unbelievable. The Raptors win off the efforts of OG and Kyle Lowry.
I don't shoot trying to miss. Like every shot I shoot, I try to make it, so I was gonna act surprised because I wasn't surprised.
The pass was nothing. OG made the shot. All the credit goes to the shot, and it's a tough shot. Give OG that credit. I don't. The pass was just to get it to a guy like OG. That's OG's moment, man, and that's a great moment for that kid. And I'm so happy and so proud of him, man. And don't take away, the pass meant nothing. The shot was everything.
Like I was excited. Everyone was excited for me, so it was cool. Someone hit me in the nose, so I was kind of mad about that, but it's cool.
And I loved how he just sort of walked off, right? Like after he hits it, like, yeah, that's me. Mm-hmm. The Celtics were a buzzer beater away from leading a series 3-0, money in the bank in the NBA. I mentioned it. Teams are 139-0 all time in a best-of-7 when they go up 3-0. But instead, they find themselves up 2-1. Still not bad news, though, because the Celtics are 42-4 in that situation, though one of the 4 losses did come 2 years ago against the Cavs in the East Finals. As for how the Celtics are feeling about that shot, well...
25 on the clock. We just needed one stop to win the game, and we ended up losing. And give up a 3 at the end of the game. They made a remarkable shot still, but it's a disgrace. It's terrible. No excuse for it at all. You know what I mean? It was ridiculous. No way we should have lost that game. I take responsibility for that, not just that play, but a lot of the plays before. And it happens. It's the NBA playoffs. Either you let them gain momentum, or you come back and be ready to play next game.
We're joined now by someone who undoubtedly yelled, Nigeria! when OG Anunoby sunk that three-pointer at the end. Our NBA analyst, Chiney Ogwumike. I mean, I don't know, Chiney. Unreal. Give me your biggest takeaway from that buzzer-beating victory for Toronto.
Gotta love people with the OG in their name, Chiney Ogwumike. I had to. Hope is clearly still alive for the North, and the biggest takeaway I have is that Kyle Lowry is the real engine that is behind the Raptors machine, a real competitor with a high basketball IQ. He's a point guard that everyone wants to play with because on defense, he really surrenders himself to the team. He's, I think, top guard in NBA regular season with charges drawn. He's up there in that category almost every year. And on offense, he just keeps attacking. He had 31 points, 8 assists, 6 rebounds. We all know he's not the biggest guy out there. But of course, the play of the night and the pass of the year, maybe. No shot by OG Anunoby without that perfect pass right into the shooting pocket by Kyle Lowry. So, he played 46 minutes. Every one of those minutes counted. Every one of those seconds counted. 0.5 seconds is enough to save your season. We learned that through the amazing play of Kyle Lowry and, of course, the shot by OG.
Chiney, hold on. Let's go now to the other game where